This video is my pretty little baby. Caress her and get your share of enjoyment as if it were a movie. Now the movie unfolds. Title of the story: Curves Ahead. Riley Monroe had never been one for speed. A small town girl from Marlowe, Indiana, she'd always walked to places she needed to go: the grocery store, the post office, the diner where she worked part-time. Her world was familiar and slow, with her pace matching the rhythm of the town. But at 29, Riley decided it was time to face the one thing she had postponed far too long: learning to drive. It's not rocket science, her best friend Jana had said, tossing her car keys in the air. You're just scared. Once you get the hang of it, you'll love the freedom. Maybe freedom was exactly what Riley wanted. She signed up at Elite Wheels Driving School, the only licensed one in Marlowe, with a small office tucked between a bakery and a hardware store. Her instructor, Carl, was an easygoing middle-aged man with a beard that reminded her of Santa Claus, minus the jolly laugh. Week 1 went fine. She learned to adjust mirrors, ease into traffic, and follow basic signs. Her nerves were high, but manageable. It was on the third week, the day they left the quiet suburban roads and ventured onto the highway, that things spun out of control. Carl guided her onto Route 43, a 2-lane stretch just outside of town. Relax your grip, Riley, he reminded her. You're doing great. But the moment a semi-truck roared past, her heart jumped, her hands twitched, and she swerved slightly to the right. Her front tire grazed a patch of gravel, and then, everything blurred. The car spun. Riley screamed. Carl shouted, trying to correct the wheel, but it was too late. The vehicle slid off the road, into a shallow embankment, and crashed into a road sign with a sickening thud. When Riley came to, the windshield was cracked like a spiderweb, and Carl groaned beside her, bleeding from the forehead. Panic surged, but then she heard footsteps, fast, heavy. A man in a black hoodie yanked open her door. You okay? Don't move. Help's on the way. His voice was steady, calm. She blinked at him, dazed. My instructor, he's bleeding, she murmured. I've called 911, he said. Just stay with me. The sirens came within minutes. Carl was lifted onto a stretcher. Riley, despite a few bruises, was told she had escaped with minor whiplash. You were lucky, the paramedics said. Later, in the waiting area of Marlowe General Hospital, the man in the black hoodie appeared again. You're Riley, right? He asked. She looked up. He had kind eyes, blue-gray, like rain about to fall, and tousled dark hair. Yeah, you saved me. I just happened to be behind you. The way your car veered, I knew something was off. I'm Drew Lawson. Thank you, Drew. I don't think I've ever been that terrified in my life. He gave a soft laugh. Well, if it makes you feel better, that's the same spot where I nearly wrecked my car 5 years ago. People underestimate that curve. From that moment, something unspoken passed between them. The next few days were a blur of doctor visits, insurance forms, and guilt. Carl was recovering well. Some stitches, a mild concussion, nothing too severe. But Riley's confidence was shattered. She considered dropping out of the driving school altogether. Until a message pinged her phone. From Drew Lawson. Hey, if you're still determined to learn, I can help. I used to teach defensive driving back in Columbus before I moved here. You up for it? Riley hesitated. And then typed, when can we start? Drew wasn't like Carl. He didn't use technical jargon or scold her for wrong turns. He told stories. About panicked teens in driver's ed, about old people confusing the gas for the brake, about his own early disasters on the road. You're not bad, he told her on their third session, pulling over for coffee at a roadside stand. You just need to stop apologizing every time you brake. She laughed, sipping from her cup. Force of habit. I guess I'm used to messing up. Don't be. You kept your cool during a real accident. That says a lot. They began meeting twice a week. Sometimes for driving. Sometimes for breakfast after. Sometimes just to walk around the Marlowe Park trails and talk. He told her he had moved back from Columbus after a bitter breakup. City life lost its appeal, he said. I wanted somewhere quieter. Real. She told him about her dream to save up for her own little car and take weekend trips to the lakes in Michigan. I don't want to feel stuck anymore. By early fall, she passed her driving test. Drew surprised her with a small celebration, balloons tied to her mailbox, and a tiny keychain in the shape of a red car. You're officially road-worthy, he said with a grin. Riley was glowing. But beneath it all, she wondered if this was just a fleeting friendship born out of trauma. That question got answered the day Drew's ex showed up unexpectedly in Marlowe. Riley happened to see them talking outside the cafe. The woman was glamorous, leather boots, dark glasses, manicured fingers. She reached out, touching Drew's arm. He looked conflicted. Later that evening, Riley texted, "Everything okay?" Drew didn't reply. Not that night. Not the next day. 2 days later, he showed up at her door, holding a small box. Sorry I disappeared, he said. My ex wanted to talk about getting back together. Riley's heart tightened. But I told her no, he continued. Because I've realized something. I was just going through life before, not really connected. But with you, Riley, with you I feel seen. Real. Like I want to stay. He handed her the box. Inside was a tiny silver pendant, shaped like a winding road. No more curves I can't handle, he said, smiling. Riley blinked back the surprise, and something deeper. Relief. Joy. Let's drive somewhere far next weekend, she said softly. Anywhere. I'll drive, Drew offered. I'll drive, she replied, grinning. You can just enjoy the ride. Did you like my pretty little baby? Was the video entertaining like a movie? Then please share, like, and comment on the video. Also subscribe to my channel now. Thanks a lot. Bye till I come with the next video, baby.